So, my dear Cancer, the Earth has continued its path, and we see now behind the Sun the constellation Sagittarius, the blending of masculine and feminine. And I gave Sagittarius the Medicine Woman Tarot, a really beautiful deck because it shows the native Indian perspective of the tarot. The moon as well has continued its path, and now we see behind the moon the constellation Cancer. I gave you the Aleister Crowley Tarot, one of the most intense and also spiritually strongest deck. And so here you see the Chariot, you see the Holy Grail, you see the blue and the red again as a union here in the Holy Grail. And your emotional success is really important to you. But here, the Sagittarius energy is like the Jupiter ruled become like an angel. Become that which you always dreamed about but didn't dare believe that it could exist. You are ruled by the moon, and the moon is your feelings and your subconscious energy. So here comes fire and water together. And so here the 9th house of philosophy and the 4th house of friends and family will bring very interesting conversations to you. The yoga position for Sagittarius is Paschimottanasana, bending down and finding within you this sacred geometrical form that is the guardian angel. And for you, I gave you Ashvasanchalanasana. You are the horse yourself. You are carrying the chariot and pushing it. And here you can see how they face each other, like they are recognizing that the past and the future are only lived in the present moment. And so that's really why I'm actually doing the mirror energy here in the major arcanas. So this is the story. This moment exists only once a year, and if we take the other planets in consideration, then this is once in a lifetime moment. Your court card is the Queen of Cups, and you can see here in Aleister Crowley's Thoth Tarot that she emerges completely in the water, and we barely see her head. It's up here. And you are the healer. You are that energy that is really, really loving and has a lot of compassion. Is your birthday between June 10th and, of course, July 12th, then is she your court card? If not, please look in the description below. I have listed all the cards that I'm using on their positions, and of course the dates of all the court cards. Back to your last reading, you had Scorpio Sun giving the Cancer Moon the light. 8 times 1 to understand infinity, open your heart into true love. Now, what's really interesting is that you have here already the Wheel of Fortune. And Jupiter, that is actually ruling Sagittarius, is also ruling the Wheel of Fortune. And so in the month of Scorpio, which is ruled by Pluto, we were looking what Pluto is wanting to tell us. And now this month we're going to see what the Wheel of Fortune is wanting to tell us as a title, right? As a overall energy of this reading in this month. And so you can see there was already quite some empowerment coming to you through the Wheel of Fortune, right? Here giving you already an indicator, well, the Wheel of Fortune began the reading, and so now the Wheel of Fortune here is actually bringing you the luck, bringing you now the energy that you want to know what empowerment comes your way. And so the Wheel of Fortune is bringing you now, hopefully, a sign in how big can you make yourself, right? What kind of guardian angel can you become, right? Because it is an angel that brings these opposite energies truly together. So here we see in the Mystical Moment Tarot what wants to talk to you. And we have the number 39. My home is my castle. And she's big, right? She dreams big. She has had lifetimes of experience. And now she is just holding one castle. This one life is important. And so this is really powerful, right? You can see that the bigness that you are embodying here of the Wheel of Fortune, that Jupiter ruled energy, the expansion, that showing how truly huge you are, is that you are holding here all these lives in your back, but all you can do is focus on this life. And we have here some birds, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 birds flying around this one tower. And we have the number 39. So the 3 is the Empress and the 9 is the Hermit. Calculated together, we get the 12. The 12 is the Hanged Man. There is an enlightening moment here. And then the 3 is left. With the 1 of the 10 of the Wheel of Fortune, we get a 4, the Emperor. The Emperor is then holding this one castle in his right hand. And so you can see she is facing the right spinning path, which is going out as a human, is showing yourself. And so this is really beautiful. Now I can also calculate the 39 plus the 10. We get a 49. And the 49 calculated together creates then a 13 back to Scorpio Sun, right? The 8 times 1 to understand infinity, open your heart into true love, right? Scorpio has challenged you to open yourself into true love. And so the 13 then becomes the 4 again. So as you can see, I work with numbers because numbers never lie. Numbers are clear and very powerful. So we're going to read to the right. We're going to go out into the full moon because next month when the sun is in Capricorn, you're going to get your full moon reading. And so we're going to look what's talking here already. On the position of the Fool comes the pages of Wands, and that's Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So either a young Sagittarius is talking to you and is inspiring you, because this is a state of consciousness, right? The Fool is that journey that we take, or that endeavor, or that idea that just pops up in your mind. And so here you have a feeling of you want to begin something new, because the Fool is connected with Uranus, and Uranus is that change, is that new step out into the world. And it's really interesting. It's almost like here we see that you are, yes, I go and I just take this step, right? I am ready. I am taking this life, right, to the next level. And I let go of what's behind me, right? That's behind me. Yes, maybe you're a really old soul, and now this inspiration, right? Not being too emotional, but now being active, right? That's what the blending is bringing. And so Sagittarius maybe is speaking here to you and letting you know, hey, you are big. Take that step out. And then on the position of the Magician comes the Wild Woman. And so the Wild Woman, the number 62, right? The 6, the self-love, and the 2 from the High Priestess is creating an 8. And the 8 is having the strength of a Leo, right? Which is also the young generations of Leo that want, that take action, be wild. Plus the 1 is a 9. So then the Hermit, the 9, that is bringing you the 9 here. The old soul, the inspiration deep within to unite the masculine and the feminine, and then be this wild woman, right? Showing your wildness maybe through a Sagittarius or maybe through a Leo, and open your heart and saying, yes, I want to take this life and I want to really enjoy it and be with it. Because the Magician is connected with Mercury, and so Mercury is letting you know, hey, here you can be wild. Here you get this inspiration of being wild, right? That's almost like that's the information that's coming down, and your language is then speaking about that kind of wildness. No, I wanted to see what kind of wildness is coming here to you, and we got the 6 of Pentacles. And the 6 of Pentacles is connected with the constellation Moon in Taurus. So there is a financial situation going on here. And because she is facing to the right, the meaning is different than if it would be facing up. And so the 6 of Discs is talking about a woman giving a massage, right? And if it's now facing the left, it's saying she may not see an outlet for what she has to give. And I find that interesting because you want to be wild, but somehow you blocking yourself. It's almost like maybe you cannot be wild because you have responsibility towards this young generation, and the young generation is maybe looking at you and is saying, hey, don't be, like that, but you want to be like that. And in this giving and receiving energy of the 6 of Pentacles, right? That's what a massage really is. And then you get the exchange, you get the financial exchange. Something is blocking you, right? And so we had here the 9 calculated together, right? The 62 plus the 1 creates the 9. The 9 and the 6 is then the 15. 15 is the devil, is attachment. Maybe you're attached to a certain outcome. Maybe you're attached that you are maybe giving too much and you did not receiving enough. And so recognize that the 15 is the 5 senses that we're attached to, but the 1, the Magician, is bringing you the 6th sense, is bringing you into the 3rd eye. And so recognize, and when we calculate the 15 together, we get the 6 again. So the 6 is left. The 6 is the self-love. The 6 is, I am this woman. I am this energy. I want to show this to the world. Then on the position of the High Priestess comes the Magician. The Magician is here to point up into the corner of the wild woman and says, yes, you are wild, because she is looking up. She's looking up almost here at the new moon, but he is actually pointing up. And so she is also looking in that direction. And your inspiration brings you then the intuition of, I'm going to listen to that one energy, because the High Priestess is connected as well with the moon. And the moon is always your feelings and your unconscious, right? And so you know that here he's pointing up at the Magician that is bringing you the wild woman. And so notice that you are looking up into the corner and you are like, yes, that's where I want to go. I want to be this wild energy, and I don't want to block myself anymore. I want to be inspirational. I want to be intuitive, and the intuition is bringing you the magician again. And here the 2 and the 1 is a 3, right? The 3 portal is literally framing here than the 6 that is left, right? And so recognize something is talking to you. Something is clearly bringing the information to you. Then on the position of the Empress comes the Sun. The Sun is the card number 19. The 1 and the 9 creates the 10. And so the 10 brought from the Wheel of Fortune here this energy. Yes, he's almost saying, yes, focus only on this one. This life is important. Yet you had many lives, but now you have this one life. Recognize it, live it, shine in it, because the 10 is also a 1. So there's a 1-1 portal here. The 10 and the 3 is the 13. The 13 is Scorpio. Back then when 8 times 1, to understand infinity, open your heart into true love, came to you. And so here the 4 is left. The 4 that is bringing you understanding, because you had here the 4 as well with the Wheel of Fortune. Bringing your understanding, a big understanding that these positionings, right, these state of consciousness, like the Empress, is saying you understand deep within you now what it means to be an Empress, what it means to shine like a woman that gives birth to creation, that gives birth to everything, and then you can rule like an emperor, because the 4 is then being empowered over the 4 elements. Now the Empress is connected with Venus. Venus is beauty and love, but also the money. And so here your self-worth, because this is connected with Moon in Taurus, right? Moon is in your subconscious. You are not seeing your self-worth, right? Because self-worth is giving and taking equally. So because it's to the left, you're not seeing that self-worth yet, right? As a wild woman that you are. Then on the position of the Chariot, here comes the 9 of Pentacles. Now you have 9 Pentacles and 6, that's 15 Pentacles. Remember, 15 is the devil, 15 is the 1 and the 5 senses that block you, right? But the 9 is again that moment of here knowing that the 9, the Hermit, has talked to you, right? And so the 9 and the 7, you as the 7th chakra, the 9, then the completion in it is bringing you the 16. And the 16 becomes a 7 again. So the 16 is, of course, the Tower. Something needs to go so that you can really, truly arrive. And what needs to go is this here, right? That you are not trusting, that you're not believing. But you remember that when we calculate the 9 and the 6 together, we get the 15, and the 15 then becomes the 6. The 6 is left. So recognize the self-worth that is coming to you. In the end, when the 16 is calculated together, we get the 7, and the 7 is letting you know you are now finding your empowerment in the 9 of Pentacles, because the 9 of Pentacles is connected with the constellation Venus in Virgo. And so Venus, right, here brought you the Sun through the Empress. So shine, right? Shine even when you're in the Moon. The Moon gets its light in the next month. You have the full moon. That's when you are going to be really like, here I am, fulfilled, empowered, and strong, right? Here through the word of success, right? Then on the position of the Queen of Cups comes Leo, comes lust, comes comes the enjoyment of the 11. Here in Aleister Crowley, he changed it to an 11. Usually, Leo is the number 8. And we had the 8 here, right, in the wild woman. So Leo, the wildness here, speaks to you. And she's like, yes, I'm riding here this lion. And so you are the 4th house of friends and family. And here the 11, if I calculate it together, I get a 15 again, an attachment. But the 11 is a portal, right? A portal that is telling you here is a 1, so you have 3 times the 1. And here is a 1, so you have 4 times the 1, right? 4 times the 1 is having the heart, having the emotional, compassional side, and bringing compassion into the lust of living life the way you feel like living this life, right? And you can see it's like, here I am wanting to live, and I do whatever it takes to be alive, because that's then again out of the 15, if I really calculate it together, I get the 6 again. The 6 is that energy of I want to live. I want to find my self-worth in creating my fun, my joy, right? And so Aleister Crowley is bringing you here, of course, the lust. Then on the position of the Temperance, we get the Hermit, the number 9. So what's really interesting is that we get a 9-9 portal framing the 11, or the 15, the attachment, right? So always the 9 is finding deep within you the empowerment, so you're not getting attached to the 15, but the 6 is left, right? But also the 9-9 is framing the 6, is framing the self-love that you find here, and that you are living it, and that you're enjoying it. And she's looking at it, and she's like, well done, my child, because you are a wild woman, right? You are here the woman that is with the 8, also a Leo, right? So we cannot deny it, right? There are 2 schools, there are 2 ways of looking at Leo and at justice, right? That's the shift that they created. And so here we know that you are maybe understanding this, because the blending, the 14, which is a 5, and the 9 creates a 14 again, and the 14 is the 5 that's left. So the 5 senses, right, that come with the 15, come with the attachment, is always what we are learning to overcome. And so you are seeing through Aleister Crowley now that the Sagittarius, the Temperance, is art. This is where we bring the white and the red school together. The white school is, of course, the holy school, the school that doesn't need any sexuality. But here we are actually also having the red school, which is sexuality, right? The sexual act is in some of the schools important, because otherwise you stay attached to it. And so here is the tantric union of the Virgo coming to you. And so the sun that is bringing you Virgo is saying, well, become big. Remember that you are that guardian angel. Remember that you are filled with that wisdom, and show it to the world. Then on the position of the moon comes the dream oracle, and in the dream oracle we get the cosmic womb, the divine feminine. And so the divine feminine with the moon connected, right, it's literally saying, okay, the 18 becomes a 9, and the 9 and the 6 becomes again the 15, the devil, the attachment to the 5 senses. But calculated together we get the 6, and so the 6 is left, the cosmic womb, the sexual energy that births everything, that births even the sun, right, as the empress, the sexual energy that is saying, well, here we are in self-love. And you can see it's so beautiful, the cosmic womb, right? We are really seeing that you have understood something, right? The 9 here with the 6 the 15, the attachment through Capricorn, which is your attachment. You need Capricorn. You need to see and look at the devil, because that's where you're going, right? That's where your journey is ending in the full moon. And so I wanted to see what's happening here as well. And we got the Three of Pentacles. And the Three of Pentacles is connected with the constellation Mars in Capricorn. And so we had 6 Pentacles and 3 Pentacles. We have 9 Pentacles that are facing the left. The left is the soul path. The left is actually back to the new moon. And so you have 9 Pentacles here facing these 9 Pentacles that are upright, right? So 9 and 9 is 18 Pentacles, and then 9 is left. And so you recognize that the money that you have, you can do so many amazing things with the money. That self-worth is coming. That just give, just be this beautiful energy, right? Just give and allow then to be the wild woman, to open yourself up, right? To truly open yourself up and allow the art of then being a 9, being a hermit, to bring your beautiful you into this world. Because here with Mars in Capricorn, we want to build something with others. We want to build something that is bigger than us. But because it's facing, again, here the left, right, we see that the Three of Pentacles is saying, first of all, the women are building a house together. Then to the left, she is distracted or held back from her work, right? So this left, right, you're still kind of like deep within, inside of the new moon energy, but you need to go out, right? You need to show yourself. You need to awaken. You need to face the sun, right? You need to face that you are getting the magician. So show yourself, right? It's okay, because even the hermit is showing himself, right, up as the number 9, as the completion. And so the 3 that is building something bigger than you is maybe something that has to do with the healing others, being there in service for others. So the 9 and the 6 becomes the 15 and the 3 becomes the 18. The 18 is the moon. Follow the moon, follow intuitive the moon, and you will do the things in the best way you can, because the moon is your subconscious, is your emotions, and so connect with that. Then on the position of the sun comes here the number 1, the north, the expansion, the knowledge that you are gaining with the 10. The 19 becomes the 10, right? The 10 and the 1 is an 11. And so you know that you got the sun already from the Empress here, that the 11 is clear, that's why you got the 11 through Aleister Crowley here, through lust, right? Through being really open and wild, right? On the magician, you got here the 8, open and wild, and you are looking in the womb, right? You are connected with new endeavors, and you are wanting to show the world that you are understanding what you're doing here, because the 11 portal comes back to you. Now I wanted to see what is coming here, and you got the 5 of Swords again to the left. And it's really interesting, the 5 of Swords to the left. We see the pentagram now upright, because if it would be like this, you see the pentagram facing down, right? And that's always the mark or the sign of the devil. Now you see the bee inside of here, and we're gonna see what the 5 of Swords is telling you, because the swords are connected with all the air signs, right? And so the 5 of Swords is with the constellation Venus in Aquarius connected. And so here we see a yellow jacket has landed and is surrounded by swords. And so facing the left, she's not completely trapped in the destructive cycle because she's facing the womb. She's facing her ancestors' legacy, the six, the self-love, right? The six, the hexagram, the most powerful energy there is, right? The uniting of the masculine and the feminine, which is what temperance is showing you. Always the uniting of the masculine and the feminine. And so you are not as trapped as you think, because now the 1 and the 5 is a 6. So you have a 6-6 portal here, right? And so the 10 and the 1 is the 11, plus the 5 is the 16. And the 16 is again the tower. We had the tower now twice. So something needs to go for you to understand that this is not really good, but you're not as trapped as you think you are. You're not as difficult in a situation as you think you are. It's just that left, that inner world sometimes becomes maybe too much. You also need to show that the outer world is there as well. We need to find a balance between inhale and exhale. We cannot just only exhale, go in. We also need to inhale, right? And so that's what's talking here. We need to go out. We need to go to the north. We need to expand, because here you're standing and here you are, right? Accepting now the sign of you being a really important player in all of the game of humanity. And then comes on the position of the universe, right? The world, which is connected with Saturn. And Saturn is always the border, the lessons. Comes the sun. Here comes the sun, right? You got the sun twice. So the 1, 1, 1, right? And then again we had the 11 in the center. You are understanding, and the magician, right? You are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times the 1. How beautiful, right? You are understanding now that, yes, you are going out. You are now facing the sun, right? And facing the sun is also then coming with Mars in Capricorn. Remember, Capricorn has talked to you also here with the 4 and the 11. If I calculate it together, we get the 15, we get Capricorn. So Capricorn is important. Capricorn is bringing you the deeper understanding of, yes, I am ready to now learn whatever there is to learn. And you want to show yourself, because the 21 of the world, and the 1 is a 4 again. 4 is the Emperor. 4 is what came here, right? So it's almost like, yes, now you have the sun behind you, and you see that the expansion out, right, is clear. You are becoming, or you are inspired by an Aries, right? The Aries is helping you to be out there, because when I close the reading now, you can see that the sun is behind the fire signs, right? Because the sun is here with Leo, but also, of course, with Aries and Sagittarius. And right now the sun is in Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is pushing you, is helping you, is making you a wild woman, right? And so, yes, this reading is really beautiful. I really love it, because it's like, yes, here you are. The 21 is the 3. And again, right, Scorpio from back then is bringing you a clear statement. Just show yourself. Just understand that everything has its moment, has its destiny, and next month it's your full moon. And so you're going to be bright and shine like the sun in the sky. So I hope I see you in the next reading, because that's when you get your full moon, right? And you see already you're going to shine like the sun in the sky. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.